last two are not on Fragrantica, so I had, oh. Oh, this is a really good squeaker. Hi everyone, I'm Moody Boo and I am back with another, I guess, top five-ish, a 5 list anyway. This one is 5 rando perfumes I have been meaning to review. And I haven't, because none of them deserve their own. There's one, maybe it deserves its own review, but these are not my favorite perfumes. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just not in my world of perfume love, is all. Doesn't mean they're bad perfumes. It's just they're not from me. So I'm just going to get started. So like I said, these 5 perfumes are very rando. They're very random. You might have heard of the house and you might have even heard of the perfume, and there may even be some reviews out there. They're just not perfumes you hear much about, if at all. So, and there's probably a reason for that. But like I said, they're not bad perfumes. So I'm sure there's a lot of love out there for them, but I'm not one of them. I'm just saying. Now, this first one I really like, but I don't love. And I really thought I was going to. And it is Terra Mia by Carthusia. There is nothing wrong with this perfume. And I'll tell you what the notes are so you can tell why I blind bought it. So this is coffee and hazelnut and vanilla and rose and amberwood and orange blossom and neroli and ambroxan and pink pepper and some other white florals, some citrus, some musk. And when I smell it, I like it. But when I wear it, it becomes too much. On Fragrantica, everybody has voted for the coffee, the hazelnut, the vanilla are the top 3 notes that you detect, the most dominant notes, with rose coming in 4th. I don't agree with that. I think this is all coffee and rose and vanilla with a little hazelnut. This reminds me a little bit of Cafe Rose by Tom Ford, except for I think that one's a little creamier. This one has some creamy to it. But I can't put my finger on what bothers me about this perfume. Like I said, it is pretty beastly. For me it is. And I think that's part of my problem, is that with that note combination, when you make it beastly, it's almost to the point of cloying. So I don't reach for it. But I'm not done working with it because I've only had it about a year, maybe not quite a year. And it's one of those kimchi, in my own mind, a kimchi fragrance. Sometimes I like it a lot and I think, I gotta wear this. And other times I'm like, oh Lord, I cannot put this on. I do think this is very cold weather specific though. Just me testing it again to do this video, it became really intense. It's like the coffee, the hazelnut, and the vanilla combined with the rose creates this sweet and sour effect. And I'm just not sure how I feel about it because it gets really intense. So I'm just, I'm not there with this. And I really thought I would be. Now, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It's not quite gourmand. What does that, this is another one that reminds me a little bit of TJ Swan. That cheap ass wine that I used to drink when I was young, teenager. It does. This reminds me of TJ Swan. It has that sweet, tart kind of effect to it that absolutely, that's one thing I adored about TJ Swan because it tasted like it smelled, but yeah, this does. You know, I'm going to work with this more. I don't hate it. I don't love it. So I'm going to work with it more because any perfume that I'm on the fence about, I try to at least understand it, at least make a decision, whether yes or no. Now, I can always change my mind down the road, but I hate being on the fence about perfumes. I just don't think that's respectful to the artist that made it. I want to get it. I want to understand it. So I'm going to work with this more, and I'm going to put it out here on one of these shelves so that I grab it and work with it. But I don't love it. So performance is good on it. I get, well, let's see, it's been hotter, so I've only been getting 7-8 hours lately on it. But the first couple hours are pretty beastly. So, but in the winter time when I wore it, I think it lasted a little longer, like 9 hours or something. So I never now do more than one spray with this, though, I will say. I think it's completely unisex, absolutely. I mean, coffee, hazelnut, vanilla, and rose, those are totally unisex notes, and this is very unisex. So, yep, I'm going to work with this more because it has been growing on me since I've been testing it. So, all right, next up. Price is really good on this. I can't even remember what I paid, but it was so cheap. I mean, you know, not cheap, but gosh, I don't even remember. So, next up. So, the next one I'm going to talk about is by NANA.M, and this is Help Me Sybil. Una ila un reva? Reva? I don't know. So, yes, I blind bought this. Like I said, I blind bought every one of these. This one I truly thought I was going to absolutely fall head over heels for when I bought it. Price was really good on it. So this is benzoin, eucalyptus, beeswax, vanilla, ylang ylang, rosemary. There's some white floral patchouli, rose in there. And I really thought I was going to go kookadoo over this, but there's a screech factor to it. Damn it. I don't know what it is, but it's this. This is warm and sweet, and it definitely is floral. It's not quite gourmand, but there's this rough metallic note in there that, or a chord in there, or perception I have in this perfume that puts me off. In fact, this one gives me headaches after a while. I can't wear it. I tested it twice to do this video and I got a headache both times. I don't know what's in it because it's not a bad smell. It's a beautiful smell. But it's got that that I can't do. That, like I said, that rough, screechy, metallic smell. That's the only way I can describe it. It's almost as if you picture sandpaper made out of metal. That's kind of the visual that I have when I smell this particular whatever this is. Because it's sweet and it's got that screechy metallic note, and like I said, it's floral. It has a creaminess to it at the same time. I think it's very unisex, and I have no doubt there are going to be people that love this because I am super sensitive to that, like I said, that rough metallic note. I will smell it when other people will not. So I'm not sure if it's what kind of combination it is that does this to me on certain perfumes. This one has it in spades for me, and I can't do it. And this one is beastly. Like I said, totally unisex. Verge of gourmand, but not quite. It really blooms. too much for warm weather. This is cold weather only, I would say, for me personally, if I were to wear it. I think this is absolutely nighttime wear. Just like Terra Mia by Carthusia, that one is for nighttime as well. I think that one is for going out partying, you know, possibly date night, depending on your date, like that. This one is for going out and partying. I don't know. I wouldn't want my date to wear it, but there's going to be people out there that love this. I'm telling you, this is really a good perfume. But again, it's like some people are super sensitive to vanilla or rose or something like that. Well, whatever combination, I'm getting a headache right now just from sniffing out the bottle. Whatever combination they got going on here, whatever version of notes, whatever quality of notes they're using, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I don't hate it at all. I better not spell it again. Anyway, I'm putting I. So, all right, that is NANA.M, and don't make me say the name again. Una ila un reve. So there you go. All right, next. The next one I was just curious about because it was super cheap. And I think it's fairly new. I don't know. This is by Ellis, Brooklyn, and this is called Sweet. Now they have several. I think there's one called Spicy, and I don't know what else. So this is pear and marshmallow and muskmallow and orris. I think it's the orris that puts me off in this because it should be beautiful. I love pear, I love marshmallow, but the orris adds this powderiness, almost like you're smelling an old cardboard box that's starting to deteriorate. It's almost tangible in your throat, kind of a powdery smell to me, and that's what puts me off. It makes it was super inexpensive. I think I got it at Sephora, but it smells inexpensive because of that powdery, just, it's something you would smell in a drugstore perfume, possibly in the base, a really inexpensive one, you know, and it just puts me off. I don't care for that at all. Now the rest of the notes, the pear and the marshmallow, I really enjoy that combination, but that orris is there throughout the whole thing. Now I'm also not a big orris person. I had an iris phase, but I'm not a big orris person, so I never have been. I don't enjoy most of the time. In small touches, it's fine. It can add a lot to a perfume, but I don't enjoy the powderiness that it can bring to a perfume. So I've never been a big orris person, to be honest with you. And so if you are, you may love this. And like I said, it was super inexpensive. I don't even remember what I paid for it. I don't even remember. So performance is not good, unfortunately, on it. I get 3 hours, maybe 2.5, maybe. Projection, it goes out there, it does one of those things and it kind of blooms and then it comes really close to the body. So it's just, it's very unisex. I think you could wear this in cooler months. I think because of that powderiness, though, you might get into trouble in hot weather, warm temperatures. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't wow me. I don't hate it by any means. It just, there's nothing about it that draws me in and captures me. So, all right, next up. Now these last two are not on Fragrantica, so I had, oh. Oh, this is a really good squeaker. Oh, sorry, Bowie. Anyway, I love Josie Maran's argan oil that I've used in the past. I don't use that now, but I have in the past. And I adored her in that movie Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman and Kate Beckinsale. She was one of the vampires, one of the vampire brides. She was very cute in that too. So I was curious when I heard she had some perfumes. And this one is Trust Vanilla Pear by Josie Maran. Vanilla Pear, are you freaking kidding me? And let me tell you, you get that the first 15 minutes. It almost smells like, actually it does smell like green apple Jolly Rancher to me when you first spray it. And I don't wear this on my skin anymore. I only wear it on my clothes, and I don't really wear it at all anymore. I got it super cheap. It was like $15 for this bottle. And it's so pretty. Until it dries down. And this is on my skin. Now it doesn't do it as much on my clothes or on paper, but on my skin, it's baby vomit. It is newborn spit up. I get a little bile in there. I get a little sweet, like it's just drank some milk or something. I don't get that lactone necessarily kind of a smell, but yeah, baby spit up. That's what I get, sweet baby spit up in the dry down on my skin. And like I said, it doesn't do that on my clothes, thank heavens. I am crazy about the opening. If it's like that opening, I would be all in. Baby spit up. But that is unfortunate because I won't wear it now. I mean, I've been testing it on my clothes and I have enjoyed it, but I like wearing perfumes on my skin. I just do. And, but it is a squeaker, so it does have that in its favor. So it's just pear, vanilla, a little caramel, but honestly, it smells like a green apple Jolly Rancher to me. And I wish it did better. Oh, because it is good. But you should check it out because it's so cheap. If you can find it, it's cheap. I want to know if anybody else gets baby vomit. I really do. I'm super curious about this. So I can't say when you should wear this. I do think it's warm weather. Absolutely. So yeah, I hope somebody smells this one of these days and lets me know what they get because I am super curious. If it happens to, so, because it may just be a chemical thing with my skin. Maybe I'm too acidic or something. So, I do think it lends itself to be a little bit on the feminine side because it is that candied green apple kind of a smell. And a lot of guys or masculine people aren't real comfortable wearing something like that. But it's so good at the top. So good at the top. Oh my God, I love it. Until it dries down. So yeah, it doesn't last that great. It's 3 hours maybe. Yeah, so that's about all I got to say about that. All right, last up. Now this one is also not on Fragrantica. This one I had to find the notes on, I couldn't find it anywhere. I found it on Amazon to read the notes. And this is by the BeeHive, and this is called Honey Blossom. This one I like very much. It's on the verge of love, but not quite. This has got tea, lemon, mandarin, sambac, jasmine, orchid, freesia, exotic melon. Exotic. Wow. Black pepper, vanilla, amber, and patchouli. Oh man, this is really nice. I have not tested this for about 2 weeks. And I remember when I did test it a couple weeks back, it was really hot. And I thought, this might not be a good idea. but it was lovely in the hot weather, and it was like 90 that day. Because it's sweet, it's gourmand, but it has a hint of earthiness to it to really ground it down to where it's not a candy floss kind of a perfume by any way, shape, or form. I mean, that tea and those fruits and some of those florals and the melon. Yep. That is the main top notes that I get, and it's divine. It's really, really pretty. And then when it dries down, you get a little more of the florals. I never get the pepper, but I do get the amber and patchouli. And it really just warms it up and grounds it, you know, gives it some dimension. This does remind me of some other perfumes. It has a bit of, I don't know, one of those, not pink sugar, not like that. So this has a little DNA of more like one of Micheloff's vanillas, but not quite to that level. But it does have that kind of sweet vanilla DNA like a Micheloff vanilla has. It's fruity, it's floral, it's sweet, it's got a hint of creamy, and yet it's got some depth to it with some earthy notes that anchor it to the planet. It's a really nice perfume, and I got it super cheap. So I paid like $30 for this, and it's 100 ml. Performance is really good on it. I do think this is, I think because of the way the notes are put together, I think it will attract more females or feminines than it will masculines, but I don't know that to be necessarily true, because with that dry down and when the patchouli and the amber kind of kick in, it definitely butches up quite a bit, and I think it would appeal to men too. But I think this is something you should check out for your significant other, if you can find it, because damn, I can't find it anywhere. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if BeeHive went out of business or what, but that is a pity, because this is a very nice perfume, Honey Blossom. Year round. I think you could wear this year round, no problem. Because I have been wearing it in hotter weather, and it's done great. It lasts 4 to 6 hours. You know, it's not great, but it was really inexpensive. So what can you expect? You can't have it all. You can't have it all. And I think this is fun. I think it has some frivolity to it. So it really lends itself to going out and having a good time and getting loud and crazy, you know. During the day, you could absolutely probably, you know, that's good English there, pull it off during the day. I don't see why not, because it does come close to the skin. After, you know, a couple of hours, it gets within elbow's length, so it's not too intense, I don't think, for work. But I don't usually wear gourmands to work, not too often anyway. Yep, this is my favorite of the 5. So anyway, I'm trying to make these quick, and I did not succeed. Yay, good for me. So that was the BeeHive Honey Blossom. That was the 5th perfume in my 5 rando perfumes I've been meaning to review. So that's about it. I'll be back soon with something else. You never know. All right, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and ding, ding, ding that bell. But if you don't want to, I don't blame you, but I still love you. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, use your own nose. Peace.